Hey guys, it's Amanda. This video is long overdue, but today I'm going to be sharing my acne history, my full acne history, and also my experience with Accutane 5 years later. Please keep in mind that I'm just one person sharing their experience with acne and Accutane. Everyone's skin is different, so if you're interested in Accutane, definitely please talk to your doctor because I'm just your average little person. I'm going to go through my entire acne history, which I think is important to know where I was to understand where I am today. But if you just wanted to jump to the Accutane stuff, I will link that down in the description box. Alright, so let's go back into time when Amanda was just a little shrimp, 14, 15 years old, puberty hits, acne. I had mostly whiteheads above the skin and some like blotchy, bumpy texture. I instantly went out to get that Neutrogena face wash, the orange one that everyone seems to use during one phase of their life or so. I tried Clearasil, basically anything that you could find at a Target or CVS. I tried it all. None of it really worked forever. It always came back or made my skin irritated or something went wrong. So on top of all that drugstore stuff that I got from the store, I would try my parents' like herbal remedies, like ancient Cambodian remedies and weird things. I've tried everything. I've tried African black soap. I tried just everything under the sun, it felt like. Even things from Sephora still didn't work. I also had horrible hygiene, by the way, which is also important to note because that probably was not helping my acne. I would much rather watch anime and play GameCube all day instead of like wash my face and properly take care of myself. So yeah, so that went on for quite some time. I really didn't care about my hygiene or how I looked at all, which was really bad. And then I got to like 16 and it cleared up a little bit, and then it got really bad again at 17. So I went to a dermatologist for the first time, and basically he just threw medications at me. Like he tried topical treatments. We tried minocycline, doxycycline, like pretty much any topical treatment that you can try and get from the dermatologist, I tried. And some of it worked, and then it worked for a little bit and my skin get used to it, and it was just a cycle like that. And he wasn't really treating the root cause, he was just throwing medications at me, really. So after 2 or 3 years of that dermatologist, which no offense, but was not helpful for me, I decided to switch doctors. My mom's coworker had really good experience with another clinic nearby, and so I decided to go to her. And right off the bat, she told me exactly what was the root cause of some of my acne, which was amazing. So I had acne mostly in my T-zone. I had really oily skin, but then on top of that, I had a lot of acne along my hairline, and she was telling me that it was because of my scalp. So either I wasn't washing my hair as thoroughly and there was like some residue from the products I used, or just like sweat and grime from the day that was like kind of collecting along that area. And then also like my pillowcase, I didn't change it regularly, or my towels also didn't change them regularly. I remember one of the medications that my new dermatologist was giving me, which I go to still, by the way. She gave me clindamycin, I believe is what it was called, which is a medicated shampoo, and that really helped clear up the acne along my hairline and helped clear up some of the buildup in my hair, which was awesome. And I remember that Tazorac also worked really well as a spot treatment, and that worked for a really long time. So a combination of those two things cleared up my skin for about 2 years, which was like miraculous. So at this time I was in college, I was pretty stressed out. I was chugging water left and right because I knew that it would be good for my skin, so I just kept doing it. My skin was pretty clear for the most part, and then I turned 21 and the breakouts started again. This time it was like small bumps on my forehead, but it was also on my cheeks now all of a sudden, which never happened before. I never used to get acne on my cheeks. It was mostly just in my T-zone because I'm an oil slick. But it started spreading everywhere, and I was like freaking out, and I was like, oh my god. So I went back to my dermatologist and I was like, please help me. And she's like, all right, we've literally tried most things under the sun unsuccessfully. There's a medication called Accutane. It's some pretty serious stuff. You need to take blood work before you get your medication. Like, there's a lot of side effects. Like, how do you want to proceed? Do you want to try it? Do you want to, you know, just ride out the acne breakouts, or what? And I decided that I'd give it a shot because at this point it was like 10 years plus, and I was like, whatever, we've tried everything, might as well try this too. So for those of you guys who aren't familiar with Accutane, I will read a short blurb from WebMD because they can tell you a whole lot more than I can. So it says that it's a medication used to treat severe cystic acne. It's also for skin who has not responded to other types of treatment. So like benzoyl peroxide, clindamycin, tetracycline, minocycline, doxycycline, all those things. If those were unsuccessful, Accutane is like a last resort, and that's what it was for me. How it works is it basically decreases the amount of oil that your body produces. So it's not only for your face, it's like your entire body. So before you even like get your medication, you have to go through like a bunch of tests, questionnaires. It's pretty serious stuff, and you know it's for real if you gotta take a blood test. So I took my blood test, I got my first box of medications, and it was 40 milligrams and you're supposed to take it with food, which is very important. Also, the dosage is based on your height, your medical history, your weight, all that stuff. It's kind of how the dosage is prescribed. I think it was around like the 2 or 3 week mark, and my skin started like purging, like huge, big, giant white like pus, just like nastiness all over my face, and I was like, holy crap, what is happening? On top of all of that purging, my skin was so dry, and mind you, I had super oily skin before this, so dry skin was like a totally new ballpark for me. I was like slathering on oils and creams and just like Vaseline, lip balm, chugging water, just like doing everything to hydrate my body, and it could not be quenched. Even the inside of my nose was really dry and like cracking, so I actually had to put like Vaseline with like a Q-tip up there to prevent any like bloody noses, which I've never gotten before, by the way. So the purge went on for about 2 or 3 more months, and then my skin started to clear up slowly, which was really nice. But again, my skin was still a desert this entire time, just like constant dryness. So at the 3-month point, I got my dosage changed to 2 pills a day at 30 milligrams instead, and again, to be taken with food at all times. So my skin started to clear up for real this time, and it was like really clear, like the clearest I've seen it in years, which was amazing. But my skin was like flaking off, like in chunks. So it was pretty frightening, but I was like, hey, at least I don't have acne right now. I can deal with this flaking thing, I guess. So after 6 months, I went to the doctor, and I was like happily like fingers crossed, like please don't let me have to take a second dosage, because if my acne came back or I had like breakouts or major breakouts within like a small grace period, I'd have to go on a second dosage. But thankfully I didn't have to. My skin didn't return back to normal for quite some time. I think it was like 3 months before like I started getting some oil production back on my face, which was, you know, kind of crazy, but I was getting used to having dry skin, and now 5 years later, I have normal combination skin. I still don't have oily skin. It gets oily sometimes, but not as like oil factory as it was before. I still get breakouts here and there, but they're nothing crazy. So Accutane doesn't prevent you from having breakouts ever again. It's just supposed to minimize the chance of having really bad breakouts that are uncontrollable, which is true because 5 years later, I mean, I have breakouts, but you know, it's usually because I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating right, I'm not washing my makeup brushes properly, or I'm touching my face too much. Also worth noting, I had a really good friend in high school who went through 2 cycles of Accutane, so like a whole year of Accutane, and it did not work for her. She's still battling with acne to this day. So just bear in mind that results vary. You know, everyone's body reacts differently to medication, and it also has to do with dosage and what how much your body can handle. So just know that it might vary, it might work for you, it might not, who knows. So I really hope me sharing my journey and my skin history was helpful to you guys, especially sharing what my skin is like 5 years after Accutane. If you guys haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel because it definitely helps me out. And if you're a fan of skincare and K-beauty and all those things, you're in the right spot. If you guys want to creep on me so I can creep on you, my social links are down in the description box. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.